We're now going to make the tail ribbons of the mum. So we're going to take another mum back, write an F on it so you know which side is the front. Every ribbon is going to be stapled to the front. Do not put any on the back. Always put them on the front. If you are making a mum, you need to cut 3 number 40 ribbons that are the mum template length. You will need 5 number 9 ribbons that are the mum template length, and 5 number 3 ribbons that are the mum template length. Feel free to alternate your colors. I tend to like black as a background for mine. So I'm going to start with my number 40s. If you're making a garter, you're going to cut 5 number 9 ribbons at the garter length and 5 number 3 ribbons at the garter length, but you do not need number 40s because your garter will not be this big. The number 40 ribbon is just going to hold everything forwards. So we're going to start and we're going to staple 1 to the front, the shiny side out, and it will curl. It'll curl to the back. You want that curl to naturally go to the back. So I'm going to put a staple here. I'm only going to put 1 staple in it at the moment because this is going to end up with a bunch of staples through it before we're done. While keeping this ribbon straight, I'm going to add my second ribbon, and it's going to go off at a side. Now if I put this at too big of an angle, my ribbon will bend funny, and we don't want that. We want it to lay fairly flat. So the easiest way to determine that angle is just to hold it up and see where does it lay fairly flat. And then I'm going to put another staple to hold it in place. And I'll do the exact same thing on the other side and try to match that angle. Now I'm going to take 3 of my number 9 ribbons, and I alternated the colors. So I have 3 number 9 ribbons that are red, and I'm going to lay them directly on top of these 3 number 40 ribbons, and I want to center them all the way down, and then I'll just put a staple in there. So I will center this one inside of the number 40 ribbon. And staple it. And then my last number 9 ribbon that's red is going to go in the middle of my other number 40 ribbon. My other 2 number 9 ribbons are going to be centered in between the red. Now if you're making a garter, this is where you pick up, and you're just going to do those number 9 ribbons. You'll do them exactly the same way. Like so. Now I alternated my colors for my number 3 ribbon. So I have 3 yellows and 2 reds. So my yellows will go on top of my number 9 reds. one down the middle and one on both sides. And this last one will go on top of this other red on this far side. Then I have two number 3 ribbons left, and they're my red. So they're gonna go on top of my number 9 yellow ribbons, which is the wider yellow. We're just stacking them until they progressively get smaller. This will help alternate your colors. So that you'll get a good color spread when you're ready to put it together. Like so. At this point, you're now ready to add your braids. When adding my braids, I like to start with my bigger braids first. And I personally do not like anything that's centered right in the middle. So I'm going to put it off to the side. It's okay if it lays on top of your other ribbons, that's the purpose. You're still gonna see your other ribbons. And I will staple this in. Now notice that everything is still going on the front side of my mum back. Then I'm going to take my military braid. A tip on this one is if you hang it upside down, the bottom side was flatter and it's a little easier to staple. And then my last braid, you can choose which direction you want it to run, if you want the arrows to run up or down. I prefer down. And even this one I'm not going to put directly in the center. Just like so. The last thing you need to do to finish your tail ribbons is you need to dovetail them. So you're going to pick up one of your ribbons at the very bottom. You're going to fold it in half like a hot dog, but do not crease it. That's the key. Fold it in half like a hot dog. Don't crease it. And then you're gonna make one cut. This is my folded side, and I'm gonna cut across the folded side up to the edge at a 45-degree angle. Then when you open it up, it will create a nice, pretty dovetail. So let me demonstrate that one more time. Take the end of your ribbon, fold it in half, hot dog style, do not crease it. This is my folded side, and I'm going to cut up from my folded side at a 45-degree angle, and that creates the dovetail. Make sure you cut all the way across, or it's going to have flat tips up here, and the flat tips are not very pretty either. So you will need to dovetail all of your ribbons, including your number 3 ribbons. And your number 40 ribbons. If you're making a mum, it's now time to add the piece that's the hanger that you're going to attach to your shirt. So you're going to cut about a 6-inch piece, fold it in half, and this is going to go straight up off the top of your mum bag that has all of your ribbon tails hanging on it. Now I'm going to put several staples straight through here, and that will hold everything together. So put at least 4 staples right there. Then this piece is what you would have your pin through, and that's how you would hold it to your shirt. If you're making a garter, you do not need that piece. You will have a garter. You're gonna find the part on your garter where it has been sewn together. That's the part I always like to put right in the center, because that way it's not going to scratch on a boy's arm. So you're going to take this garter, and this is usually a 2-person job, but you're going to stretch it out as flat as you can get it, and you will slide the mum back through the garter. Now I'm going to hold the back side out of the way, and we're just going to staple this part that's on the front, and you're going to put at least probably 15 staples from this edge all the way over to this edge to make sure that it's not going to come apart. Once you do that, it will tend to curl on you just a little bit, but that's really not a big deal. Don't let that bother you. Then when you're finished, this piece should still be loose on the back side. You can also take this, take your hanger, run the loop of your hanger, the hook, through the hole in the middle of your mum back, hang it, and then you can take your crown and do the same thing, and then it is together and ready to assemble and easy to hang on the shelf.